I'm Xenia Rubinos. We are in Brooklyn, New York, and this is Theorematic. I forgot where we were for a second. Well, when I was a kid, I always used to sing and make up songs, and I was playing on the piano a lot. My dad was a big classical music fan, and he saw I had some musical interest, so he got me a piano and was hoping that I would be some kind of classical concerto pianist or opera singer or something. But I just wanted to listen to Mariah Carey and sing. So yeah, I was always playing with music as a child, and then as a teenager I started getting into jazz music and pursuing that, and wanted to be a jazz singer. Moved to Boston to study music, and there I started writing kind of more seriously for the first time and learning about composition a little bit more. And then later I moved to New York and kind of started my first bands and trying to figure out what I wanted to do in music, if I wanted to be more of a composer, like behind the scenes and write instrumental stuff, or if I wanted to sing, or what, if those things could be the same. And that's kind of where I ended up doing what I'm doing today, which is kind of a mix of all of those things.
I rule this place with the golden fist. I won't play but to keep you away.
Right now I'm touring on my second album, Black Terry Cat, that came out this past June, and I am refining my live show, and I've gone through a couple different setups, and I'm always trying to make the live show better, and I love performing. So I'm about to go back on tour now this spring, and then I'm starting to research for my next record, and I'm still in the research mode. I always feel like it's something that already exists there in the future, and I have to find it and I have to go get it, and so it's kind of like a puzzle piece of figuring things out, and it's like a riddle. Like, I'm curious about all these different things, and then there's a moment where all those things come together, and then that's when I can make an album or can make a new project. So right now I'm really curious about radio. Like, I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, and I'm curious about how journalists put together their stories, and hearing all the different sound samples they use, different people's voices, and just how they develop a story in an audio sense that makes you want to keep listening over an extended period of time. So doing some research on that, curious about that.
You're gonna tell me what you wanna. You're a million black stories in that fearless night again. You're gonna tell me.
Yeah, I did grow a lot from my first record. I expanded the team that I'm working with. I get to work with a lot more people. It used to just be me and my bandmate Marco. He produced the first record with me, and he plays drums with me live, and it was just the two of us working on everything. And now I have a label that has more resources and management and booking agent and all that stuff. So that's been a growth for me. And then also I got to tour on a different scale and got to do my first headline US tour this past year. I toured considerably, but never on that scale of like a national tour as a headliner anyway. I supported a lot of other bands on tour. And then just kind of seeing my audience grow and kind of become something that start to become something like what I had envisioned, which was a diverse audience diverse culturally and in age and in gender and sexuality. So I'm starting to see those things happen for me, and it's exciting.
Does your brain feel fine when you're fighting? Does your brain feel
There are many different things. I've been trying to be more methodical about it because I think I'm not very good with discipline, and I think sometimes if I was more disciplined, I could be more productive. So I've been trying to be a little bit more methodical about my music writing. However, it's pretty varied, and I don't do well writing in a group. I don't do well coming up with something kind of on the spot, unless it's I do improv sessions and that kind of thing, and I freestyle, and that's a little bit different than writing, than constructing something that's going to be recorded or something that's going to last. I don't know, it's a little different, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's the same thing, actually. But generally, I like to be alone. I like to take my time, and I work with a distraction method. So I'm working on an idea, and then there's always a moment where you get stuck, or where you're done on that one fragment or that one thing, and you don't know what's coming next. And I usually leave the situation, so I'll walk outside, or I'll do something else completely unrelated. And usually I solve problems when I'm not actually working on them. So I solve, maybe I'm stuck on a song and I can't find the bridge, and I actually resolve it when I'm not thinking about it, when I'm washing the dishes, or I'm talking to someone, or I'm walking outside. So that kind of method of distracting my conscious brain sometimes helps my subconscious solve problems, or not problems, but kind of figure out what's coming next in the song.